Hello, this is H.C. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon! Sorry if I sound a little funny today, I'm just getting over a cold. So, sorry if I took a day off because I was sick, but I'm getting a little better. But anyway, first thing I want to do with my new party member is bring her into the front lines there. Let's see what Shana has. I think, yeah, I gave her one of those, so let's just give her a bracelet, and she can be a bench warmer for the rest of the game. Okay, Dart there. I want him to have the Wargod's Amulet to improve his accuracy for building up his additions. Lavitz, I'm going to give you a power wrist because your spear is not that strong. And let's see, with Rose, I think you're pretty good there. We'll give you a poison guard though. And let's see how we're doing on additions there. Yeah, we're pretty good on Volcano there. Not bad on that one either. And yeah, she doesn't use a whip as her weapon. She uses more like knives or short swords, but, well, there it is. They call it whip smack for some reason. But anyway, I'm not planning on using Rose long term, so I'm still gonna have Dart do the bulk of the attacking. But anyway, okay, so we were told last time that Imperial Serdio was attacking the Marshland. Or, I mean, Imperial Sandora. Whatever. But anyway, yeah, now that we've finished up business at Hoax there, we can go over here. So, let's save real quick before going in there. Now, there's actually two things you can do there. One is you could go through the Marshland and just go advance the plot if you wanted to. Or you could go to the 7th Fort, which is also in the Marshland, and you could help out with the defense there. It's a little side quest there, but I think it's totally worth it. But I do want to get some of the items that we can find in the Marshland first, and then we'll come back and help out at the fort there. So let's see, if you wanted to go to the fort, you would go, well, straight ahead. If I can read the sign here. Veludo? I thought it was Volcano Velude. Well, whatever, same difference. Probably something left over from a beta translation or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to go up to the fort yet. I want to go over here. It can be kind of tricky to figure out where you can and can't walk around here sometimes, so. Happy rabbit. Okay, what do we got here? Ah, they spelled it correctly this time, I'm assuming. Oh, there it is. So anyway, around here, they have a very conveniently placed canoe, and we can use that to get around areas here. So let's get off the boat and find some treasure while we're at it. And we're gonna have a whole bunch of new enemies here. This game's kind of like the Lunar games too, where they have about 3 or 5 new enemies per area. In this area, we have 4 new enemies, or random enemies anyway. Let's see, sea dragons. Let's see, they could use fire magic on you. That could be annoying to have to deal with. The merman can use water magic, which could be really annoying against Dart because he's fire elemental. So, let's see. Now, the sea dragons, they have pretty decent evasion, so I'm going to have Dart try to take them out because he has the Wargod's Amulet there. And then I'll have the other 2 go after the merman in the back there. Awesome. Uh-oh. Yeah, whenever you see that, that means they're going to use some magic. Ah, they had to go after darts. Well, that didn't hurt too much, but still. Good job, Rose. Rose is going to have a little bit more use than Lavitz will, simply because she's really good at casting magic. Or at least using the magic items, like if I'm going to nuke a boss or something. She's even better than Shana right now. If you do use Shana more often, she will eventually overtake Rose by a lot on her magic attack and magic defense stats. But you actually have to level her up to do that, and there's really no point, because you're better off just using Rose or someone else who actually has additions. Ooh, a spirit potion, nice. But yeah, you're better off just using Rose like that because she'll be higher leveled than Shana is already anyway. So her magic attack stat will still be ahead of Shana anyway because she's higher leveled. So I think it's just easier to work it out that way. Okay, let's see. One more treasure to get on this screen. And for some reason, you can only go to the left from here, not in the middle there. Yeah, I don't know why it works that way, viewers, but... Well, anyway, you got another new enemy here, Myconito. Those guys, the little mushroom dudes up front, they can poison you. They also have pretty good evasion. Yes. So I want Dart to take them out. Go. And they could also potentially run from battle too. So if you're going to attack them, you really want to make sure that you finish them off. Or else they'll run away after taking some amount of damage. So anyway, yeah, same thing as before. Just let Lavitz and Rose take care of the guy in the back. Dart can get more work on his additions there. Basically, the reason why I want to get Dart ahead on his additions, not so much because Lavitz and Rose aren't that useful, but because by getting Dart ahead on his additions, that will allow more party members, other than him, to be able to work on their additions later on when we acquire them. And Dart can then focus on using items to help out in battle, and we'll be getting quite a few of those, including one right here, too. But anyway, first things first, let's go to the left from here. This area with the canoes, that does not lead to the next dungeon. It's the path up from where we first got on the canoe that would take you to the volcano. But I don't want to go there yet. I want to do some stuff around here first. But anyway, we got a couple more treasures on this side. So let's check it out. And what do we get for our prize? Haha, one of the best items in the game. It's called Magic Sigstone when you use it in battle. But it's our first, what we call a repeat item. Let's take a look at that there. Let's see. So basically what you do is it's sort of a crowd control item. You use it on one enemy and they can't do anything for 3 turns. So like if I ran into a merman, I might have Lavitz or Rose use that to crowd control them while Dart is taking care of the enemies up front and building up his own additions there. And by the way, Dart will be learning a new addition very shortly. So I'm not worried about potentially maxing out Volcano. But anyway, we've got a stun guard there. We'll want to use that coming up here. And by the way, about Lavitz and Rose, because a lot of people have been talking about how much they like those two characters. I mean, they are pretty good, especially Rose, because she's got better than average speed. She's got 55 on her. And by the way, your speed stat for all your characters, it never changes from level to level. The only way to alter it is with equipment, and we haven't gotten that yet. But yeah, I mean, Rose, she's got the speed, and her additions are pretty good. She only has a few of them to work on, too. And Lavitz, he gets one of the... Well, I don't want to spoil it with Lavitz. But he does get something later on that could make him pretty... A couple things, actually, that could make him pretty good. But anyway, okay, we're done on this side. So now I want to get back to where we started there and head up to the fort there. Because having the Magic Sigstone really makes the battles a lot easier. Hey, alright! Got another level for Dart there, and we get a new addition. Just in time, too, because we've got a gauntlet of battles to get through coming up here. And, well, let's see how he's doing on Volcano there. Let's see, you're doing alright. Let's go to Burning Rush now, because I want to get the weaker additions out of the way. The nice thing about Burning Rush compared to Volcano, it deals less damage, but it generates a lot more SP, especially as you level up. And I'm going to have to master all of his additions anyway to unlock his ultimate edition there. But alright, just in time there too. Okay, let's see. Let's heal you up a little bit. I like to hold on to at least 3 healing potions for the battles coming up here. But otherwise, I think we're doing good. How are you doing on your edition there, Lavitz? Yeah, you'll be fine. You won't max that out. I'm fine with where we are now. Oh, I should change my equipment coming up here. A little bit. I'm not going to make a huge change. And one thing to keep in mind is that we're going to have a series of battles without any rest in between them. I mean, you could leave in the middle of it, but then you'd have to start all over. You'll see in a moment. But anyway, okay, we got Wargod's Amulet. I want to give you the Stun Guard because one of the bosses coming up here will be able to potentially stun you. You could give Stun Guards to everyone if you bought a whole bunch of them, but I don't think it's really worth that much. See, Lavitz, I want to keep you on the Power Wrist. And Rose, let's give you the Night Shield to help you out. She doesn't have quite as much HP as Shana or any of my other party members, really. Oh, Shana, well, Shana's under-leveled, but yeah, if Shana were at the same level, she would have more HP than Rose, probably. But I didn't, so, okay. And we're all set and ready to go. See what's going on, how the battle is going. Wow. Well, no signs of dragon or anything around here. Let's help out. Pitch in. Yeah, I'm on the payroll. For mini-boss time. Now, we got 2 of these Sandora soldiers here, but that's going to be the way it is for the first, I think, 5 battles. They're all going to be the same. But anyway, let's see. We got one that's fire elemental and one that's water elemental. So what I want to do is I'm going to have Dart go after the fire elemental one. Start attacking there.
Burning rush.
Yeah, the timing's a little different on the burning rush there too, obviously. But anyway, okay, so what I want to do is I want to use the magic 6 stone on the blue one. He's a water elemental because he can use water elemental magic on you, which would really hurt Dart or Lavitz there because Lavitz just doesn't have very much magic defense to begin with.
Whip smack.
So yeah, use magic 6 stone. He won't be able to do anything. The fire guy, not so threatening. I mean, he does have a little, he does have less HP, but, yeah, I'm gonna go after this guy. I was thinking about going after the other one, but Burning Rush is not that powerful. It's mostly useful for building up your SP. I wouldn't even bother using Dragoons during these fights. There's no major advantage to doing so. Hey, good job! Well, everyone pitching in on this one. But alright, so each subsequent battle is going to be the same, so I'll just show what happens in between the battles there and move on. But anyway, at this point, you're given another choice to either continue on with the battle or you can retreat. But like I said, if you choose to retreat, you will have to start all over again. So let's just keep on going then, shall we? Alright, easy enough. Now there is a treasure chest to the left there. Don't worry about that, like where the soldier was before. But yeah, we will be able to pick it up once we're done with business here. All too easy. Make my millennium. You know, one nice thing about Burning Rush, since it's only a 2-hit edition, enemies can't counter it because they can't counter on the first or last hit of an edition, unlike Volcano there. Okay, that takes care of all the little guys, so now we got the big guy to deal with. For boss time against the Commander. Just another Commander dude. Let's see, this guy is the one I was telling you about. He could potentially stun one of your party members. That's why I gave it to Dart there, because well, of all people, I don't want him to get stunned. So let's start taking out the soldiers. They're both the fire elemental variety, so not too much to worry about there. And I would like Rose to use the Magic Sig Stone on the commander there. Or I could have Lavitz do it. Yeah, you know what? Let's have Lavitz do it later. Whenever he gets the next turn. Rose, I'll probably be using I will be using longer than Lavitz does. Although eventually I will acquire a replacement for Rose. But for right now, she's better than Shana, so that's reason enough to use her. But I really should have had Lavitz use the Magic Sig Stone in the first round, but oh well. We'll be fine. At least the commander hasn't tried to stun anyone yet. But yeah, I really don't care about Lavitz's additions at all. Rose, she doesn't have too many to work on anyway. Although one thing that is kind of odd about Lavitz is that he learns all of his non-ultimate additions relatively early. He'll have all of them by level 11, I think. Most other characters take a lot more levels to learn all of their additions for some reason. And that is one thing about how I might distribute my character usage if I were using more party members. I mean, generally during random battles, I prefer to use party members who, well, they have additions to work on. All those random enemies, they're great for addition practice. But boss fights, they give a lot of experience relative to the random enemies you meet up with. So generally, during boss fights, I would use characters who really need more experience, particularly for learning new additions and stuff. Some characters take a long time to do that. Didn't I use the Magic Sig Stone on him? Did he get his turns already? Oh, okay, I guess he did. Well, of all people, Lavitz would be the one I would want to get hit with that. But alright, got him. And stun only lasts for the duration of the battle, and if you get hit, then it'll remove the status. So, yeah, it's not too much to worry about. By the way, the attack ball item there, you could throw it in battle, and it'll generate some random item damage, whatever you get out of it. I generally don't really care for random things in the game. But alright, let's take a look around. We finished up cleaned up the mess around here. Let's take the spoils of war. Oh my god, it's empty! Oh. Nuts. I don't know what happened here. Well, first things first, let's loot the place. Man's gotta have his priorities. By the way, that Sun Rhapsody there, that can restore all of your MP for one character. I rarely use those, so I'm just gonna sell those. But here we get a Secret Stardust, number 10, I believe, if I did everything correctly up to now. Good, alright, so we'll be able to get a pretty good item from Martel back at Bale there. I'm gonna be heading back there after this, not only for that, but also to buy some more items. How's it going? Oh, the dragon did attack here. Oh, okay. This is what? Hey, alright, another one. And those are the only 2 Wargod's amulets we can get in the game. I love them myself. One thing to keep in mind is it not only boosts your physical attack accuracy, but it also affects your magical attack accuracy, which will be very important later on. Particularly for farming a particular item that I want to get from an enemy later on. Now, we got these spirit potions that restore 100 SP to one of your party members, but they can only be used during battle. I'm going to be saving them for later, particularly, well, no, again, I don't want to spoil it, but I will just say I want to save them for later. Let's put it that way, so don't get rid of those things. Can we jump down from here? I forget. I think we can. It might be another area that I'm thinking of that looks just like it. But anyway, we get a nice weapon upgrade for Lavitz there. Awesome. And let's see, can I jump? No, I guess I can't. Okay, I'll have to walk around then. But there is one more treasure that I want to get on the way out there. So let's see, we got the lance, we got the 4 treasures in here, including the Stardust. So yeah, I think that's everything. Once we get the 1 treasure outside here, that is, too. Maybe I can meet up with the last new enemy around here while I'm at it. No, apparently not. But now, hey, alright. I'm gonna sell those Sun Rhapsodies. I want to clear some inventory space, because one thing I'm going to do, going back to Bale, is I'm going to buy a bunch of those magic items that they sell there, because this is going to be your last opportunity to do so for a while, because once we go to the volcano, we're not going to be able to go back there for a while. Well, I suppose you could, but it would be really out of the way to do so. But what awaits us at the Volcano Volute? Find out next time on Let's Play The Legend of Dragoon! This is H.G. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day!